Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problem since 2008 when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns Radio USA. Hey, on tomorrow morning's program, I'll have Ron Hall from Ford Motor Company. He'll be calling in live from SEMA, where Ford has a real, they're covering they're just out there in it, Ken. I mean, he says right here, is there any particular area you like to cover?
Mustang.
Let's see. He says, my choices are Ford Racing, Ford Component Sales, and he puts in parentheses, which includes a gazillion ways to modify Ford vehicles. He says our Hot Wheels announcement or our specialty vehicles on the floor. And I'm looking at some of the vehicles that they've got dressed up for SEMA, and they're wild. Let's see, they've got a Ford Explorer. It looks like they've got a Ford Fiesta. So that should be good at 9:30 in the morning.
Well, I mean, it's the All-American Car Wars. It's Mustang versus Camaro. SEMA opens today. Yesterday, GM released and did press conferences on their SEMA vehicles, so I assume Ford is going to wait until tomorrow. But, I mean, it's got to be Mustang versus Camaro. What you got for the Mustang?
Yeah, yesterday morning we had the head honcho at SEMA, who's over the show. I forget his name, Paul. But anyhow, he was on the show yesterday morning telling us all about everything that's going to be happening out there in the next couple of days.
Well, that's, another strong part of the American economy. You and I talk a lot about new car sales, but the aftermarket, and in particular the performance.
Oh, yeah, billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people like to customize their cars. I did it. You did it. I think just about everybody, I think, has done it, particularly if you're an American male of a certain age. Actually,
or under a certain age. When I buy a vehicle, I like to keep it as close to off the assembly line as I can.
Well, if you can buy the vehicle you want, but, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good set of wheels and tires. That's probably that makes the car look a little bit better than the factory. And it goes on and on up from there. I mean, now you've got aerodynamic kits and carbon fiber kits and performance seats. You can change the seats in the car if you want. You can buy crate engines, right? You can buy a very high horsepower crate engines if you want to swap engines, but that's for a small group of people. But the point is that SEMA, which is the Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association, is a huge aftermarket business. The OEs bring out cars because they also sell accessories, performance or design accessories, and they put dozens of them on the floor. They give cars. They call them dollar cars up here, Harry. If you're a hot
customizer.
Yeah, if you're a hot customizer, they sell you the car for $1, and they say, okay, but you got to bring it to the SEMA show.
You got to bring it to the SEMA show, and it has to appear in. Well, they want you to show the car as much as possible.
Right, but they sell you the car for, as I said, $1. I wish. Can I get that deal?
I'd say you could. You probably know who to contact up there. Hey, if you know who to contact up there, I'd like to customize something that starts with a C from any automobile manufacturer.
Okay.
Like a Toyota Corolla. I'd love to do a Corolla.
Well, the new Corolla's out, and they did very well. The sales of the Corolla is rolling along.
Call it the Car Concerns Corolla. I can dig it.
Actually, I bet you Toyota's out at SEMA, too. I haven't...
Oh, yeah, they are. Most of the manufacturers are. I mean, that's where, like you said, that's where a lot of money is made in the aftermarket. And that's what SEMA's all about.
I'm banging away here to see if I published anything on Toyota SEMA. I haven't... I don't remember, but sometimes we publish so much stuff here,
Yeah, you can't keep up with it. I know. It goes right through. If you'll follow my Twitter stream, you'll see all the things that I'm covering, and it just blows my mind when I go back through that Twitter and say, "Wow, I was talking about that."
Okay, now Toyota's got a whole bunch of SEMA cars. It turns out.
Yeah, most of the Japanese manufacturers are out at SEMA heavy, or Japanese and Korean, I should say, because those are the little cars that these modifiers, that these customizers, they like to fix these little Japanese cars up like ninjas.
Well, if you remember, there's slang in the business called pocket rocket.
Right.
Because they're small cars, but they're fast.
The Pocket Rocket, the best I remember, Mopar deemed the Pocket Rocket, got the label, and it was do you remember the Omnis, the GHL Omnis?
Yeah, the GHL.
No, the GLH, excuse me, Go Like Hell.
Goes like hell. But that actually was a copy of the original Pocket Rocket, which was the Volkswagen GTI, which was the Golf or the Rabbit, it was called in this country. And they did a little, cheap, quick performance car.
That's the first time I ever heard of it, was on that GLH Omni Pocket Rocket. And then I also heard it on some Datsun, I believe. But anyhow, yeah, that's a phrase that's been around a long time.
Yeah,
what do you want to close with here, Ken?
I'm sorry?
What do you want to close with here?
Well, the economy's come back. The government's back open. Tesla is...
That's a good thing?
Well, yeah, it is, because we need regulation, Harry, but we
get regulation out of Washington?
Well, but you don't want to spook the international markets, because it's going to tank the economy. So it's a good thing that the government's back open. I'm not going to argue with it. It's not a good thing that the government we have is good. But
no, it's totally dysfunctional.
Right. So we need to fix that. But the economy, it shrugged off. The first 2 weeks of October, auto sales stopped because they had spooked the consumers. But they came back when the government opened. So we need to keep the economy going. The international markets are good. We'll see. It looks like it cost us $24 billion in GDP or economic growth. That's not good. But maybe we can bounce back at the end of the year. And on our side, the car business is strong, and we got all this fun stuff. We'll talk about SEMA next week because the show's just opening and all the stuff that's going on there.
Right.
And auto sales are good, and auto sales mean jobs and tax revenue.
Hey, been talking to Ken Zeno, AutoInform.com. It's every Tuesday morning. He's my co-host right here on Car Concerns Radio USA. Hey, I'm Harry Douglas. When your money's on the line, call the line that's on the money. That's Car Concerns Radio USA. I'm always looking out for you. Read our paper that comes out right now, the Car Concerns Radio Reporter USA. All the stories that you need, everything you ought to know.
opinions you hear on the Business Talk Radio Network are those of the host, callers, and guests, and not necessarily those of this station, Business Talk Radio Network, its management, or advertisers. The information on the Business Talk Radio Network does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Investing involves risks, so please consult a professional before investing. If you have any questions or comments about the Business Talk Radio Network, contact us at 203-323-7300 or at our website, businesstalkradio.net.
With IRA, USAA